NERDSoul.
Oh yeah, that's right. Best believe it. Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding down, bringing that street geek and nerd. So what is up, my people? Today, you better like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell because we got Anime-ish crew back, y'all. That's right. We getting that Turkey Day week anime fix for y'all. And without further ado, I'm gonna throw it over to a man that has hit the road bringing smiles here and there with comics in their hands. Coop, what's up?
What's up, y'all? Y'all doing? Hope y'all listening at www.blerd-ish.com. We're here for another episode of Anime-ish. We took a little time off, but we back here to chop it up.
All right, and the other half of the dynamic duo of the South, I give to you, Mark Dub. What's up?
What is good, everyone? It is Mark Dub, part man, half amazing, spice of letter Creole, not occasion. Y'all,
right.
It's been a while. We shouldn't have left you, but we back.
Mm-hmm.
We back.
Yo, man.
It's got to count for something.
I'm going to go in and toss it to, you know what? I'm going to toss it to Mark Dub. Mr. Dub, if you could let us know what you've been watching.
Oh man, you put me on you put me on the spot right away. Fortunately, Coop, what is it that we have
He said fortunately, what have I been watching?
I mean, we reviewed we did a review of Marvels.
Well, for Anime's purpose, me and Mark Saturday, it was a Scott Pilgrim day. I know, not for you. That's cool. NERDSoul was like, you know what? Y'all have fun. I'm out. But for us, we've been waiting on that.
Let me tell you, I had a friend who was a writer, a comic book writer, and we were talking, and I let him know that I hadn't read Watchmen, and he was like, bruh. He bought Watchmen for me for my birthday, and he was like, okay, so you're gonna sit in this room and you're gonna read this book. You're not gonna leave this room. This is how you're gonna spend your birthday. I was like, thanks. This is great. I sat in that room and I read it, and I was glued to it, and it was the greatest thing I had ever read at that point. And I was grateful that he had taken away my freedom. Oh, that sounds terrible. Coop did a very similar thing with this Scott Pilgrim series.
Hey man, I didn't buy you the books because I need to buy me the books.
No, but Coop was like, hey, you ain't doing nothing important with your life. You're gonna sit here.
Why don't you get off your couch and go to ICDC college?
I mean, he got off his couch, dropped his son off, and came to my couch, and then we just wasted some time. Enjoyed the trash. This is good trash. This is romantic. This is everything.
Good trash.
Good. And not trash as high key trash. We mean more so not that the anime is trash. It's a damn good story. But we're dealing with a good story with some trash people. There's some good stories. We did do a full review. I just put it up, so we're gonna do kind of the cliff notes of this for anime-ish purposes. First of all, so I always was the person that said, like, if you just watch Scott Pilgrim the movie, you ain't really touched the surface of the story. The movie doesn't really do the books this a service. Most movies don't, but it's hard to adapt a series into a 2-hour movie. Percy Jackson tried it. Absolute garbage. The second movie, I hated that second version. That second movie.
Percy Jackson should have been a brother anyway.
Well, yeah, Percy and Jackson.
His name was Percy Jackson.
Come on,
I
man.
knew
How's
he
that
was
not a
black.
brother?
I've known a Percy Jackson in life,
Bruh, they don't
and he did not look like his name was Chalamet.
I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. There's two names. I have one of them, Keith and Percy. They don't make white Keiths and they don't make white Percys no more. It's rare. If you find a white Keith or Percy, he 50 plus. I promise you. But they still making black Percys.
No, man. Shouts to Percy P. You know what I'm saying?
But this show, man, it's like, look, for a product that's 20 years, that's almost 20 years old, or it is 20 years old, but came back in a movie form, like 2010, so the movie's 13 years old. They have a video game that's one of the highest rated beat 'em ups. That usually when you have the list, Scott Pilgrim is usually in the top 5, and for good reason. It's a beloved. It is a very, very beloved thing. I always said years ago, I said this should have always been an anime form. Should have always been a series.
Okay, okay.
And it proved me right. Shout out to Science Saru. I guess is a very beloved studio house who's doing it. Even a little anime dog when it comes on. Look, I know, Mike. Ending openers ain't your thing. So I know you can go ahead.
I mean, they slamming. It's not that I don't like openers.
I know you don't need them.
I mean, if you bring in the jams, you bring in the jams. But I mean, most of the time they be giving you C- skills on these openers, man.
Well, this opener, the opener doesn't now like traditional anime. They don't really put anything in spoilerly territory or to confuse you. It just gives you the vibes, the way it opens up. From if you like indie rock or if you like the music in the movie and in the game, it just either way this series opens up, but it flips.
I'll tell you, it's really dope when they have songs that are not even in your language, but they just they bops because they just jam so hard. You know what I'm saying?
But people, ever since people heard, I'm gonna struggle with it, but I'm a Gucci. They love their stuff, but they are so tied to the Scott Pilgrim property, but it sets the tone right away. The show, without going beat for beat for our reviews, listen to our total review that's up on Blerd-ish.com. Everything is pretty much the same that goes with, say, the books, the movie, up until the first fight. This is where Brian Lee O'Malley wanted to flip this on his head to change it up. Scott loses the first fight, and people presumed him to be dead. Spoilers, y'all. Spoilers. So, it's kind of pretty much the title Scott Pilgrim takes off. They mean that literally. I did not see that coming. I ain't seen none of this coming. Nothing, everything else changes from beat for beat. It does not meet the movie. It does not follow the game, the books, or nothing. It gets the spirit of the characters. Good. This anime actually flips it from Ramona's point of view and actually make Ramona do a little more work. However you want to see this, as a male, female, whatever, as a man, as a woman. Excuse me, I know I said female. Forgive me, I know how that goes. Whoever's listening, no harm, no foul. But you see something from her point of view, and you see more from the evil ex's point of view. It expands their thought because they're just like,
Yo, you know what? And that, I'm sorry to interject, Coop. I thought that was a really cool aspect. They do give the evil exes some depth, and some of them ain't that evil.
Yes, it basically shows a lot of the damage that Ramona done.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim is he a himbo? He's a himbo. He's Matt Murdock. Ramona is kind of a himbo too.
Before we have to go into that territory. Oh, somebody. Okay. Rachel, you there? Gamma?
No, they ain't here.
That was Gamma. But basically, these two people, they young, they in their 20s, they popping, they get around. They out there in them streets. They
social.
Look, I can't judge, So without going deep into my past, and I read this in my 20s. Probably I was in my mid 20s. I think it was somewhere between the age of 24 to, I would say, 27 that I read this. And this is dealing with people that the story is firmly a little bit before that time, or like a post-college but you don't know exactly what you're doing with your life per se. You know, I was one of those fortunate people, or unfortunate, however you want to put it. I got to work right out, like working at 22. I've been working professionally, other than, you know, a couple of skip beats where I had to change jobs, since 22. So I've had to be like a firm adult for that time. But you know, you're really figuring it out at 22. Like, how can I put this? Especially for, I'm not making no excuses for Scott. I'm playing simple. I'm gonna punch Scott in the gut right here. Scott is a piece of trash. Like, he's a piece of trash. You may not hate the guy, but I love that people calls him out on his garbage. Like, bruh, you're 23, you're dating a 17-year-old high school. What are you doing? You ain't got no job, you broke, you kind of wishy-washy. We like you, you're a nice guy, but are you a good guy? Yeah, no. You know, like, there's some problems there. There's some red flags with this guy. And you know, even it was, and what I liked about it is that the characters kind of called him out. I do think things are a little bit different culturally amongst our you know, Caucasian friends out there. I don't know how this will work in our world. Maybe a little bit different, you know, with this generation that's a little bit younger. But they still called him out. They're like, look, man, we like you, but you know, you kind of got to get it together. So that's where you at with Scott. And Ramona, she kind of is a little wishy-washy herself. She runs away from, she's always been on the run from each of her exes. She just kind of leaves them alert. Sometimes she even like dump them and then kind of scoop up the next dude, right? You know, or lady, you know, right by him. So all the exes really just wanted closure, man, for the most part. Like Matthew Patel, he wanted closure. I mean, he didn't even, like, he dated her in middle school. He was really more like needing confidence for himself. Lucas Lee, he really was a nice guy, but he had to put on the bad boy persona for his acting career and skateboard thing, which Lucas Lee is my favorite ex, and I'll kind of get to that one of the legal exes. Todd Ingram is, I say Todd Graves. This ain't chicken. This ain't Raising Cane's. Shout out to Todd Graves. But Todd, played again by Brandon Ruth. Like, this story had Captain America, Captain Marvel, and a Superman in it, and they're back doing the voices in this anime. It's just wild to me that they got this talent. Like, basically, it is parody. It is very musically influenced. I can't compare. I'm trying to. Does it feel? It feels like what? It feels like the writing that CW wishes it can do with its actors. Like,
CW swings and misses.
CW would sell.
This actually made some connections.
CW would sacrifice one of his writers to be able to write this good. That what Brian Lee O'Malley is doing. And I mean, this is kind of a semi.
I think the CW stands for corny writers. They're terrible.
Oh, but so true. Look, CW is the problem when you have 40 and 50-year-olds trying to write for, you know,
20 kids in their mid-20s.
They're like writing for 30-year-olds that are
pretending to be 17.
Pretending to be 20-years-olds.
When you have 60 and 50-year-old dudes writing for 30-year-olds pretending to be 17 with, you know, with somehow they have jobs, money, but yet they're still in high school writing term papers.
Also, their parents don't never be home, like, mad conveniently.
You know what? I'll say this. CW got that trick from a lot of anime. A lot of anime that we watch are trash. In fact, what's funny, CW has one thing in common with our trash anime. Where just the parents are just going on work trips. I don't know who lives like that, but I do kind of like it, Scott. You don't meet no parents, because for one, everybody's grown. You ain't got to worry about them. They parents are kind of like wherever the hell they move from. They just like whatever, you know. So you dealing with a big large fan group, and basically Scott and Ramona have to get their ish together, because it leaves a lot of people in a lurch. Is there any true life stakes in there? No. Like in the first Sky Pilgrim, the danger of that he could die by Gideon or somebody is kind of true, but then you find out along the way he really needed to learn to be a better person. This one, I feel like they gave Ramona more to realize that she realizing she need to learn to not run, and if somebody is worth fighting for, then you work on it. Probably could have been a little bit more harsh on her, but at the same time, I get it. Sky, however, becomes a terrible, terrible old dude. And it's funny, they play with the ages. They'll have him with
a crotchety old guy. Crotchety old Scott.
But here's the thing. It was the age 37, like old Scott. I'm like, old. I'm like, why is he so gray at 37? Now, you know, like, God, they making him look rough. Then he comes back at 47.
They had unbelievably old Scott. And he was 47. And I was like, you mother... I'm 47.
But it's basically... Because there is... In the original Scott Pilgrim, they had a part where Scott literally fight negative Scott or nigga Scott, where he had to really deal with his own problems and like he was beating the hell out of himself. And they didn't quite do that this time, so it was like old Scott is like in the place of nigga Scott. Basically, you know like how the Hulk becomes the maestro in some timelines in Marvel?
Yeah.
That's Scott. He becomes like even old Scott, and he really went back in time. He kidnapped himself so he wouldn't marry Ramona Flowers, because he like that's the worst thing that happened to us is winning against all the exes. When really at the end of the day, they needed to talk and work things out as a couple and get through their feelings. But before we get to that understanding, they had a whole brawl, anime level fight with everybody. So the exes,
and old Scott looked like Maestro. That was the funniest thing.
He was ripped up. He got ripped up to shreds to carry out his evil plan.
He looked like he had been doing the Michael Young workout plan.
Hold on. Nah, I don't be. You know what I'm saying? I do a little something. You know, right. I do a little something. That's, you know, I just try to stay focused on, maybe a couple moves here and there. That's all, I don't be doing too much.
Bro, he was so swole, his feet was like knocking craters in the ground. He flexed. He was like, oh, he just pumped up. It was on some drag. Of course, it was a nod to Dragon Ball Z a little bit and all other shonen foolishness. But it was funny though, man. Look, Scott, evil Scott, old Scott.
Coop be hating on shonen foolishness. Coop, you grew up on shonen foolishness.
I'm just saying, it's shonen foolishness. It's not hating on it, but it's shonen parody foolishness. As it is what it is. But I mean, you in the desert, you in some crater, and you like going on a rock or something, and it's just like, okay, it is what it is. But he even had a plan where he like made it where they couldn't even kiss for a while. He poisoned young Scott's drink. He's like, haha, I put in the anti-kiss gravity field or something, so y'all can't even break it. But then he got mad. He's like, and somehow y'all still get together, so I'm gonna just figure it out. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just beat y'all to death or something, since my plan ain't worked the way it went down the first time I talked to you. Like, that was when you are your own worst enemy, that's when it comes down to Scott. And you know what, sometimes y'all, this is me talking to the fellas, when you are trash, and I ain't talking about perceived trash. I mean, legitimately, you out here wilding. You out here not with no direction in your life. You're not really taking responsibility for those in your wake that you might interact with when you need to aim a little bit higher.
Ellie.
This is the manifestation of that. Old Scott, he went and worked out on his body. He did all this convoluted BS when all he needed to do was talk to his lady. That's all he needed to do. But this man went back in time to stop himself from being with his lady.
Hey.
But some of y'all won't communicate.
So, and she needed to realize she needed to not be so wishy-washy and be more committal. And they actually needed both. And here's the key. Both of them needed to talk to each other, and they did. And at the end of the day, everything ain't gonna always be 50-50. But if you sometimes you can get that 60-40, not saying that's what you should aim to, but definitely you should need 50-50 communication. And they actually had a point. The point of the story was everybody kind of resolved stuff, minus the silly fights, whatever. They needed to talk. And it really was a mature, in such a silly, bizarre, weird world. That was the key for everybody to resolve things. And the humor stuff that goes with it. So it's only 8 episodes, 30 minutes an episode. It's an easy breezy watch. Shout out again to Netflix. Like, I knew I was gonna watch this, but this is gonna be one of the best animes I've seen this year. Like,
Man, okay.
It's not as it's different from Blue Eye. I haven't watched Pluto yet. I need to start that. It's not, say, the pure, like, say, anime craziness that Zom was turning out to be, but of course Zom got its problems, production problems. It ain't,
getting the rest of the season, on the December 20th or something like that? I don't know.
December 18th, I thought it was.
All right, word. I think we get it someday,
I guess. Hopefully it comes back. I would say hopefully it comes right back. I just hope it comes back. And unfortunately, in anime world, they can be like, it's coming back 10 years later. We're like, oh no. I mean, some of y'all fans are better than me. I don't like to wait 10 years away from something. Now, I come back 10 years, I'm probably gonna be right there watching. But here's hoping the Zom come back. But I highly recommend. I really, really do highly recommend. Sky Pilgrim, especially if you read the books. You're definitely gonna want to see this. The books and the anime are more closely related. If you played through the game, absolutely too, because the game is pretty much the movie more or less, and the books and the condensed, take on every Evil X type of aspect. I really got to give Brian Lee O'Malley his props, and I think it's dope for a creative to grow up with his work. He kind of grew up. He always talks about this, like he grew up as a person as he was writing this story, and then he wanted to update it and kind of even stress more so how trash Scott is. But also, let's fix some things. Let's talk about some things. And sometimes you just need to discuss things. So that's what I took away from it. I hope that more dudes will, take that from that. But I always see a certain demographic already. I ain't really been looking for they note. They comment on this one. Some they go to watch it. It's like, nah, you probably the main person that need to watch it, partner. If you cried about it,
this guy is kind of trash. He's kind of
ignorant fools. You can't save him, man. Don't even spend your time trying to save him.
Look, man, this ain't pandering. This ain't got no agendas. This ain't got none of that. This is something when you really need to look within and ask yourself, if you had a friend out there 23 dating a 70-year-old, wouldn't you want him to start looking within? If he didn't keep no job and he's in a band, he's not even a good bass player, wouldn't you like him to start looking within?
I mean, honestly, there's a whole bunch of people in bands that aren't really that good at the instrument that they play.
I'm just saying, at least they might have a job. I don't know, they might be doing something. And also,
tell the truth, y'all. Let's keep.
And look, I can't speak to the ladies. Right?
Yeah, Coop Hayden. I was an excellent tambourine player.
Well, but you had your job at the same time. But I'm just saying, I will just say this: if I had a daughter,
I'm an artiste,
and she's dating a 23-year-old bummy dude. Okay, if my daughter was 17. First of all, I'm gonna be like, bruh.
We have to get past that first. Let's deal with that first.
I'm just gonna push him out to the side. I'm like, look here, bro. I can't do nothing
in our podcast. We really did stress. Scott Pilgrim is not a sympathetic figure. He is trash.
And even if they have these weird state laws where consent is 17. I'm be like, hey, baby, me and Mr. Scott gonna have a little discussion. He may not be coming back, or till you 18. I can't do nothing. I literally legally can't do nothing till 18. But I think he about to bounce. You know, I think he's really about to take off, as the title say. But it even fixed that the character
if
that
he's smart, he gonna leave and he ain't gonna come back till you 18.
so it fixed all of that. It
It's
even
a
allowed
dad threat.
Knives to even the 7-year-old.
I may have given that threat at some point in life.
Look, man, I'm just saying. I'm happy that Knives was able to grow up and she realized, like, yeah, she didn't need to be with Scott, and she realizes it in the book. And like I say, the way all these things are realized in the book is really great. This is a little bit, it's well done for a condensed format that you have to do in anime. So that's all my thoughts on it. We break this way down even more, a little bit longer on our review that we just put up. So that's my thoughts. Mark, you want to add anything to that, Scott Pilgrim?
I mean, I love when Coop summarizes it so well. And he said everything. And he'd be like, okay, Mark, now give your thoughts. Coop just give me my thoughts.
I mean, hey.
Thoughts. You know what? Like, Coop didn't want the movie to be the greatest Scott Pilgrim influence in terms of my knowledge base. So he was like, nah, if you're not gonna read the books, you at least gonna have to watch this. And it was dope. It was delightfully done. I like that they flipped it and made the evil X. They gave the evil X's depth, and made some of them sympathetic. Some of them were still like they still had their character flaws that made them the evil X's, but they kind of weren't really evil. They were kind of like dudes who got caught up in bad situations after a bad breakup. So
Todd Ingram, he leans towards evil. He's more arrogant and stupid, even though he's like the better version of Scott from like the movie and the game. Lucas Lee is probably the most down the middle person. Roxy got messed over, but she also is a meathead.
Wow.
Yeah, very much. I can. There's so much I could say on that one, but at the end of the day, she didn't deserve what she got from Ramona. Like Ramona, you know, played it to the left, like in her face. Like, you know, she was down, and next you know, she was leaving with another dude. So Ramona, like I say, Ramona, it don't matter. It don't matter. Boy, girl, if she was gonna leave, she gonna leave. All right. So that's all I'm gonna say on that without going too deep. But Roxy is a half ninja meathead. I don't know when she became a ninja, but yeah, she cool with it. They had one of the better fights too. They was knocking each other into old movies and fighting, and then they had the serious moment. But I can't really knock Roxy for how she felt. I can't really knock Lucas Lee for how he felt. Todd, Matthew ain't really had no complaints. Like, he really ain't had nothing to complain about. He just needed to find himself and get some things together. But what I did like about Matthew, when he got confidence after so-called he thought he killed Scott, he's like, man, I punched him to death. And you know what he did? This was the coldest thing. Now they say you the evil villain, Mike. You in your lair, you chilling, right?
Minding my business.
You in your evil lair. You got your 7 people in your league, right? Your evil henchman number 1 invite you to your own lair for a meet. This dude invited everybody to the top man's lair and then threw him off, then took his empire. Matthew went crazy.
Yeah, man, it's tough out there for an evil villain. You know, it ain't easy. You always gotta watch that.
Hey, you got 10 toes. You better stay on all 10 of them.
Matthew said one of the best lines I would like from a villain.
They get you like Joe Smith out here.
He was in the rain, had him hanging from a ledge, and this was the bet. He was like, Matthew was like, if I win, I take your whole empire. Gideon was like, okay, if I win, I take your life. Man, before he finished the fight, he had Gideon's lawyer had to come and sign. He had to sign away before his empire while he was still hanging. And you know what? Gideon was like, put me out of my misery. You know what Matthew said? Nah, son. I'm gonna put you in your misery. Pull them up and you deal with it. I was like, dang. Yeah, I ain't gonna kill you. You're gonna suffer. You're gonna stay alive and you're gonna be broke out here.
Well, I mean,
broke.
I mean, he can still get a job.
No. He was broke. He took everything. Took all his money. Took all his record labels. Took the lead.
Not all the record labels.
He took his 14 animal shelters. And I'm quoting what they said.
Dang.
He took it all.
His 14 animal shelters. That's just cruel, bro.
I don't know why that was so important, but sure, okay. You're like, I got two but it's funny though, man. I enjoyed it. So I'm gonna stop there with Scott Pilgrim. Fun times.
Well, y'all, that's the show. That's pretty much it. You know, y'all stay real. We out. No. No. What else you get to peep out? What you been watching?
Like I said,
Scott Pilgrim, since that's like a whole weekend show.
That Scott Pilgrim took up all my time. I'm jumping on, like Coop said, we actually discussed jumping on Pluto. I also am jumping on Animusha.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because Animusha, I don't even know. I never played Animusha, but it is beautiful.
I played it for 5 minutes. One thing about me, I can't play tank controls unless I'm playing a tank. I have not played tank controls since I played the Atari tank game, Tank. Shout out to, recipes to my brother Charles. We used to shoot the little tanks at each other on Atari 2600.
That was a game, man.
Oh, that was so fun. But tank controls, you see the little 2D tank controls should be only for 2D stuff. Flat things. Tank controls are hard. Oh my god. Because you literally gotta turn your thing and then you gotta fire and all that. I don't know how you fighting like, demonic forces from hell with tank controls. Good, y'all. Shout out to y'all whoever beat that game, and the Resident Evils that use tank controls. I just couldn't do it.
Oh boy! All right, well, Mr. Cooper, if you could enlighten us, what have you been watching since we last spoke?
I gotta do this, y'all. I know. You wait for the Spy Family dub. I gotta talk about Spy Family dub.
And switch up because you're getting super low.
Is this a little bit better? This better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Okay. Better? You hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, cool. Must start slipping. So I gotta talk about Spy Family. I mean, if that's cool. I don't really count it as spoilers, but if it might be spoiler, let me know if it's cool.
No, go on, talk about it, man. Look, I'm waiting for the dub. I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch the sub version. So you go and do your thing.
Man, look, I caught up on the last 2 episodes. Basically, we're on an arc where she's got to go do some assassin or not assassin work this time, bodyguard work for a underground mafia princess or whatever whose family is done and she's trying to not get assassinated. So her company or whatever they are have to keep the lady safe and her baby safe. So we're on the cruise ship. Anya is still doing Anya things. Lloyd has no clue. He's just in the background trying to be a good dad. So Lloyd is doing the comedic stuff this time with Anya. Anya is the Scottie Pippen. She's the glue.
Not the Scottie Pippen.
Oh, I mean, I know that's an insult nowadays for most people for some reason, but I get it.
Not to me, man.
I'm not saying it as
one of the all-time greatest players, man, ever.
I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm just like, I wouldn't. Well, I mean, I guess you could say Scottie. All she did was mess up the grand prize scam to get on the boat. I mean,
man, I'm saying it's gonna be no. She does more. Like she does things that really, really legit help Yor out. Like one scene, like, and I'll get to it, but like she basically, you know how I say she's a dummy when it comes to school, but she's super smart when it comes to this stuff.
Well, her grades have been getting better. They have been getting better.
So I'm just saying this, but
Like
she is
18 to like 40. So I mean, that's a pretty big jump.
to be able to do the things that she do. Like the Anya character, I do love the Anya character. I joke about her being a dummy, but the show just cannot work without her in these practical moments because they kind of try to keep it slightly grounded. Like if this was a thing, how would this work with a kid's point of view when they have to switch it when she needs to help out or do something? So Lloyd is in the back, but you still kind of Lloyd is going through his mind, and it's like Lloyd doesn't know how to be a relaxed person on a cruise at all. So, but he's like, I gotta still pretend to be a good father. I gotta learn to be that. This arc, you're starting to see Yor say some stuff like, why am I doing this? Am I happy? Do I enjoy being married? And she's kind of blushing. She's like, I can see myself really being in a real relationship. Not necessarily just saying it. She's just even grasping the concept of like, oh, I gotta go, do this thing, and I can't. She's really kind of upset she can't enjoy the cruise with her family. But she's like, I kind of want to be able to do that one day in my life. So it's cool to see these things going on in Yor's mind, but also far as getting to like some fights, getting into some spy stuff, setting up some stakes. This is a good arc. Like this arc here is really getting me ready for whatever their movie can be. This shows me to me that okay, a spy family movie can work. And
Yeah. I knew that since like the first episode. Like this show is straight classic.
But to see it more emotion, because sometimes you get some episodes of Spy Family where they're like, all right, this is our day off, we're just gonna do family stuff. But then they like, oh yeah, but you know what, that Cold War they gotta stop. Yeah, they still got that going on. So this is yours. She doing her thing, bro. She had to fight against a dude with like what's that weapon called, with a chain sickle?
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was right in the middle. Like everybody had to see it. She had a mask on. Anya overheard the dude, one of the assassins. Like this is like a boat full of assassins, or there's another assassin on here who want to kill her client. So she got to do it without Lloyd really catching on. They got it set up with like, okay, Lloyd and Anya's in the third class section, and she, for her job, she's in the first class section, so he can't just really roll up there to like, spend time with her and all that stuff. So Anya,
they done put them in a little baby dorm.
Oh, bro,
they got them in that little baby room. Like,
I love it.
You know what? Shouts out to the people on lower decks. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Star Trek lower decks in there, boy, because they got a little bunk bed like they had elementary school in there.
Bro, Anya was like, I am so happy that she saw that bitch. She's like, I'm in jail. She was like, this is jail. But it's
like, look, this our room. This is what we got.
It's just been so enjoyable to see the interaction, but as it builds. Now, yeah, I do wish I could like wait for like to watch all of this arc at once, because it is pulling the taffy a little bit, but it's starting to build up. But the chain sickle fight was funny because people thought they were circus performers. And Anya was like, she was playing dumb, like, oh hey, and like she like Yor was getting nervous, like people gonna find out, whatever. And then Anya popped up, like, hey lady from the circus, oh, show your moves. And I was like, yes, I like that's what Anya does great. So she realized, like, I gotta distract the crowd, let me put this notion in their mind so nobody won't be like, this is a real assassination going on, So this is just been wonderful to see this going on, to kind of learn more about Yor. And shout out to the director, her boss on this, who's like her HR boss. Yo, director is not to be trifled with, bruh. He was like walking behind, the client and stuff. He realized they was being tailed, right? He was like, y'all keep going ahead. I'm gonna dip real quick for a second. When the assassins try to come up, bruh, he's popped up behind the assassin. He's like, you got 2 seconds to tell me what's going on. Oh boy, ain't want to talk. Clap, broke his arm. He was like, I'll try to tell you. You better get to talking. Broke his kneecap, broke his leg. Director kept talking, and I think he killed him. I think he snapped his neck, and then he dragged him out. And then he's like, and then he said something. He's like, you only gonna answer with yes or no questions. And then he said something. He's like, oh my bad, that wasn't a yes or no. Did him in. That old man is not to be played with. So you gonna like director, code, and like I say, just future projecting. I don't know if it happens, but I just know I don't know if Twilight can really beat any of them. I mean, Twilight good with his heads, but I hope if it ever comes to a head that they don't have to fight. I don't know who can win straight up in a fight.
Man, let's not downplay Twilight's skills. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know.
Let's not downplay your kill.
I'm not downplaying her. All I'm saying,
I'm just saying,
you spend that game like Twilight ain't, as a slouch.
I'm saying
when they did fight each other,
she
Twilight
was drunk
holding
though.
back.
She was drunk though. She was drunk. She wasn't really trying either.
You one of them people want to blame it on the alcohol. No, good and well.
That girl was drunk, bro. She was goofing off. She wasn't all the way there. I'm saying, if she ever find out she's married to a spy in her country and on full blast, I don't know how that's gonna go. I think he can defend himself, but can he truly overpower and win? I don't know.
He be alright. He can handle that.
I think he's gonna win with the power of love. He ain't gonna win with his fists.
Now, Coop is forgetting a very important part of this story. There's an episode where Frank is looking for a cat, right?
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
All right, this chick that he's trying to holler at lost her cat, right? So homie goes on this whole side quest for this cat. Dude pulls out mad technology. He got like a pheromone machine and draw the cats. He even has this little mechanized suit, like he in Pacific Rim trying to catch the cat.
I may have missed that episode. I may have missed that part.
Talking about me.
Shout out to Frankie though, man. Frankie is watching Bond, right? And he's in the park and like they cut to Frankie. He's like, man, why I gotta be a dog sitter and a babysitter? He's like, man, I ain't trying to sit you. Then all of a sudden a pretty girl was like, oh hey, that's a nice dog and I got a dog. She's like, oh, it's nice meeting you. Frankie looked down and said, yo Bond, you wanna move in with me?
Yo, Frankie just doing his thing, man. Frankie just
oh man, the whole cast, bro. This is look.
Frankie is a beautiful human being, man. He's just trying.
Frankie is honest. Frankie is honest, and he's trying to he's trying to be a good person. He want to be
someone for him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else got somebody. He just wants somebody.
I mean, Frankie is an informant. Deal spy gadgets out here. So I don't know where. Frankie probably he probably will change for the right lady. He'll probably get out the spy informant game.
Find someone special, you know what I'm saying? Settle down. Have 2.5 kids. The yard, picket fence.
I don't even know why they hate on Frankie. Like, the K-pop stars don't have that perm look right now. I ain't gonna go no further. Don't act like Frankie look like a lot of K-pop stars right now.
Oh, it's cold.
I'm just saying, look like some of your BTS's. That little poof ball at the top, little poof perm ball at the top.
Oh, also Spy Family. Shouts to shouts to Anya getting the little puff pastry, right? And their homegirl took them tests with like the illest of diligence. Homegirl was right mad hard. I mean, hey, look, she did get better though. Maybe it might be a placebo, but she did get better. Her grades got, rose. And Lloyd said she got a lot of the questions right. She just misspelled stuff. So you know what I'm saying? We just need to get her, get her in that English class, get her, get her writing and reading.
Gotta get her.
You're gonna be all right.
Rudimentary, reading, writing, English, speech class, speech therapy.
Yeah, she definitely needs some speech therapy, but look, I still love my little girl. She gonna be all right.
Hey man, all I'm saying is that there's a reason why there's so when you go to the videos of cons, shout out to the people who just attended Anime NYC. I put a video on it on the website. You're gonna see Anya's, you're gonna see yours. You might see Lloyd's, but Lloyd's are just dudes in suits. It ain't really a lot. It really ain't nobody coming as Lloyd because you can't really tell it's Lloyd, which is cool. Like you can't tell a Lloyd unless he's right by a Yor or in an Anya.
All I gotta do is wear a suit with some gloves. He be all right.
I mean, I'm just saying he ain't really caught on. But unless you got like a whole set. Anya and Yor, like you'll see a whole bunch of Anyas from adults to kids to everything in between. And you definitely see the ladies in various Yor costumes. At least you gonna get the red mom suit and you gonna get the Thorn Princess suit. Definitely get the Thorn Princess one.
Not the Thorn Princess though.
Bruh, they got them dresses. They I don't know if they make them, they sell them, or they, some ladies gotta adjust it to themselves. I'm just saying. Just know whatever car you go to, just be mindful.
Oh look, hey, y'all just watch Spy Family. It's dope. Like it's worth your time. See, I will say one thing before we get off of Spy Family. Spy Family is one of them shows that honestly I don't even care if they solve the mission. Like as long as they just stay together.
Bruh, I don't need it to like I ain't no
like
rush
I'm get up and like, oh snap, yeah, what's the mission again? Oh, we gotta get the daddy or something? Whatever it is, I don't care.
Well, I think the way
Like
it's
just
set
Anya
up,
being at school, you're doing stuff, like learning how to cook, like that's like yo, I don't really need nothing else.
and that's why just predicting, I think it's gonna take at least 3 calendar years or 2. Well, I guess it's anime. They can stretch it out how they want, but the dude only makes a lot of appearance like once at that school per year or something. You can't get to Damien's dad. It would take something else to get him out of his hole or away from all his guards. So I don't know if they're gonna do like an annual thing or like count the years, or eventually Twilight is gonna have to make something happen. I mean, it is his mission, as he got to do other missions while he's on his big mission.
Yeah,
so
he's like on a main, a main larger overarching mission, but he still be having the little small joints.
Yeah, he got to get intel. He got to
patient and stuff,
sabotage stuff, and here and there. It works as a side quest. It works as a joke, and it works as a action plot. Like they cooking with gas on the show.
Oh man, it was cooking for real with that tennis match. I was like, yo, y'all getting like y'all doing a whole nother level of tennis up in this piece.
Well, I mean, just for far as just the plot, what you can do with everybody from Anya to Yor to Lloyd, it just shows it's an unflappable show. And I would love to have a lot of years of it, but I understand if they do have to wrap up the story in like say 3 or 4. I know it ain't gonna last like say One Piece. We don't need a One Piece, but we don't do that anymore. But if they give, it's on episode 32, if they wrap this up in 100 150, I will be fine. I feel like those are gonna be hot. They're just gonna be good quality shows.
Alright, word. So what else you been watching?
I'm behind on I'm kind of up to date on Berserk. In fact, my rotation has been kind of shortened to far as just pure Japanese anime. It's been Berserk, it's been Spy Family, it's been I haven't caught up on Undead, Unluck. I'm on
I was gonna drop some knowledge on that, but I'll save that.
I mean, if you want to,
I'm working. I'm catching up on it because man, it is such a crazy wild ride, man.
I haven't started.
You know what? Actually, this is a good spot. We'll wrap it here because we getting the time. So I ain't going I ain't gonna try to push. We can hold Undead until next week. You know what I'm saying? We got people got to eat turkey. You know what I'm saying? Wear their sweatpants, loosen up, get a ham biscuit or something. You know what I'm saying? Look, we know y'all about to eat them yams, some sweet potato pie. You know what I'm saying? Some devil eggs or something. Y'all gonna be getting into some good food. So we know, y'all gonna be sitting back in the couch like,
I think this is a good weekend.
Then y'all can watch some animated.
To do that and then catch up on Pluto and Undead. Like, I think I really want to start Pluto.
Yo, Pluto, man, that show is on point. Like that show is the realness.
Bro, the trailer, when you watch a trailer for anime and you feel like you in a cinema, like when you get the real cinema action vibe or cinema just Martin Scorsese talk all that jazz. I felt Academy Award winning stuff from that trailer that none of his movies provided for me. So
I'll throw it on over to the dubious one, if you will. Tell the people where they can find you, and your final thoughts, please.
Okay, so yeah. Again, y'all, Sky Pilgrim was fun, man. Sky Pilgrim was, it was a binge watch. I didn't really get a choice, but again, I'm grateful for not having a choice.
You're welcome.
Thank you for taking away my choice, Coop. Thank you.
Boy.
Everybody don't need a choice. This ain't an election.
Exactly. Like a dictator right there.
Election.
Exactly.
Democracy. Freedom.
Ain't nobody trying to give y'all no freedom.
Freedom
ain't free.
Oh Lord.
But but really, like, y'all, it was fun. I look forward to Onimusha because it looks visually beautiful, and yeah, I'm jumping on that Pluto because everything that Coop said about like that trailer, like I felt the trailer intensely. Like I was a little worried. And I don't even know who I'm worried about yet.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's in danger in that world. I don't know what's going on. Like, oh my goodness.
It's definitely thrown me and continues to throw me every episode. So I've been enjoying it from week to week.
All right. Oh, so is it week to week or is it available? You just
it's all out. I've just been watching it week to week.
Wow. You are dedicated. Mike, you are dedicated, bro. Go ahead, treat yourself, man.
Bro, you are a soldier in the Lord's army. You do it the right way. You always do it the right way.
I don't know, man. Yeah. Netflix is there for Netflix. Is like
except when he puts sugar in his grits. Then he ain't doing it the right way.
Man, it's an abomination.
That's
sacrilegious.
That's a northern south thing. Because if you notice, even in barbecue, the Carolinas barbecue is sweet, but Texas's barbecue is mesquite.
See, barbecue is
it's a northern south thing.
Grits is not. It's just
I'm just talking about like the sweet stuff. It seems to be more of a northern south thing. I know y'all don't consider us the South. So
you are the South. Yeah, I am not knocking your.
I know how it is.
I am not considering your city, your state, the North. Virginia is firmly the South. I am just questioning your taste. That's all. I am not questioning your identity as a Southerner. I welcome it. However, some of our Southern brothers, we want y'all to be well, man.
I'm like cheese and pepper and salt and cheese. What are you doing up in here?
We on that savory, baby.
Making it taste the way God intended it to be. Like the way our grandmas and people down here.
We're gonna have to get a consensus of the South together. We're gonna have to get a delegation. Like,
well, I'm sorry,
brothers from Florida, a couple brothers from Texas.
See, Florida,
we gonna count. I don't know if we're gonna count Arizona. I think we're gonna stop at Texas. The Southwest.
Arizona is that's the Southwest. That ain't the
Southwest is
South.
a little different. I don't know if we can count. See,
Southwest is
now,
Mexico.
now I'm even.
Southwest is Mexico, man. That's
Oh,
not.
it's cold.
That is not
Yeah, it's
the
like
South.
so a few folks from Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, some folks from Kentucky, some
keep it a
South
whole
Carolina,
buck.
some Georgia.
Once you get past a certain part of Texas, that ain't the South. It's just like that's just a whole nother region to
Mexico.
itself. This is New Mexico and New Mexico, New Mexico or something, And that just Texas is too big to count as just one region. it's 3 regions.
Texas, man, joint take. Well, I'm pretty sure there's people that have done it in one, but that state takes 2 days to drive through it, bro.
Texas is literally
no, absolutely, bro. Absolutely,
I'm sure there's people that have made it in one day. I'm sure, but
Texas is the bottom of the Midwest. It is the Southwest, and it is Mexico, and it's the South. It's too much. It's come on, it's four distinct cultures.
South is way too big to be. See, we gonna have to get a delegation because then you got like
we stepping all over people's southernness.
Yeah, because you got like Oklahoma, which is also like the South is actually.
We'll throw Oklahoma in there for our homeboy Marcel. We know it's the South, but it pisses him off when people don't include Oklahoma in the South. He hates that.
Well, Oklahoma is definitely the South. At least I would consider it the South.
But
Southwest.
He said, "See, man, look, all right, I ain't going
lower Midwest."
Anyway,
shout out to Marcel if you listen.
Where they can find you.
He gonna curse me out if he hear this.
Oh yeah, he definitely gonna curse me. He gonna be like, "And two, dub, and two."
Man, it's cold, man. You can't get no respect in these streets.
I'm just saying, bro. Sugar don't go on grits, though. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is salt and pepper. They don't go on grits.
Are you
getting butter and sugar, and that's it?
Why would you even need butter? Why would the butter is sweet enough as it is? That's a natural sweet butter and sugar. Ugh. Come on, man.
Look, bro, can't knock it till you try it.
You might as well take diarrhea pills as soon as you eat that. Like, what are y'all doing?
Look,
y'all
put some sugar in the grits.
Y'all the LG loose bowel gang out there in the East.
Man, look, I'm not gonna sit up here and do that. I'm not gonna do that, Mike. I've had sugar on grits and it was cool. It's just like I said, man. We down this way, man. We won't put sugar on grits. I actually learned that from someone from a more northern oriented person in the country.
What, Georgia?
Yeah.
I knew it.
I mean, to be fair though, I mean they probably cold, but I ain't trusting Georgia right now. Shout out to Keith Lee. I ain't trusting nothing.
All right, I'm gonna give Georgia a little bit of props. Atlanta is not Georgia, but when it comes to Atlanta, it's very visible as like the place to go in Georgia. So when you think about Georgia, you think about Atlanta, and the problem is that Atlanta they've been bugging for a long time, y'all. They've been bugging for a minute. But you know what? I ain't gonna look. We gonna do a whole. I promise y'all, we'll do a South Stream one day. But Mark Dub, where can they find you?
I'm Mark Dub on IG.
Word.
I'm Mark Dub 44 on X/Twitter.
No doubt.
Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really out in these streets thugging. You might see me on the streets hugging the block like
hugging the block though.
Hugging the block like grandmothers.
Oh boy.
So
that man said hugging the block.
Watch yourself.
Okay.
Watch yourself. Be careful.
Be careful. You don't want your car to get blown up.
Whoa!
God
Whoa!
damn. This power?
Nah, remember
Nah, this Puff.
Puff Daddy apparently blowing people cars up?
Oh, bro, I ain't going there.
Oh boy, man, that's a whole other story. Anyway, Coop, where can people? Final thoughts. Where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere away from Puff Daddy and his problems. You can find me at, of course, www.blerd-ish.com. We got a sale going on pretty much for the rest of November for the holidays. Currently, this week it is a 40% off sale. Get you some shirts right now. You can find me at Blerd-ish on IG and Threads. You can find the Blerd-ish page on Facebook. I'm Keith Cooper on Facebook as well if you need to reach out. If you are local, you will find me at French Truck November 26th at my next pop-up 9:30 to about 2 or 3 something here in Baton Rouge. And then December 2nd, you can find me at the New Orleans Book Fair at the main library in New Orleans on I forgot the street, La Jolla Avenue, right firmly downtown from 11 to 4. So come check us out.
Word up, word up. And of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And until the next time that you have to be an escort for a very, very upper echelon, high class, and highly visible dignitary or ex-mafia boss's princess, this is from us to you saying, peace.
Don't get caught eating them sugary grits. That's why you get assassinated.
Be careful.
Put them grits down.
Man, look, don't you put no cheese on them grits.
Man, the cheese.
Put cheese
salt,
on a
pepper.
sandwich or something, maybe a burger, but don't, you know what I'm saying?
I'll put all forms of hot sauce on grits before I put sugar on them.
Yeah, don't.
Mike, when I go to the Waffle House, the House of Waffles, I tell them, and they ask me what I like. I tell them, boy, I break some legs for some steak and eggs, and have that spread over some grits with a little cheese on top. Lord of mercy.
Smothered all the way. They might fight you in Waffle House down here. You put some sugar on them grits.
Man, Waffle House will fight you just for walking through the door.
This is also true.
Waffle House, look, if y'all learn anything from this podcast, stop eating at Waffle House. Your life is in danger. Just get it to go. Like, order it, go in, get it, and leave. Don't stay in that establishment.
Well, the last time I went to Waffle House, I thought I met my next ex-wife. What up, pretty jazz?
I'm just saying.
No, he ain't give a shout out.
Oh, wow. I think you did.
Man.
I think you told me about her too.
Don't be. Look, I'm gonna just tell you like this: if they're in Waffle House, don't trust a big button to smile. Just that girl is poison.
But she can cook though.
Oh man, she can also flip your eggs with the same spatula she killed the roach with. So,
this may
in
may
some
not be
countries
true.
they call that protein.
oh boy. Anyway, we out.
We out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.